the start of this game, but not having one in this building in 13 years, it's obviously a tough building to play in. How did you make that tonight?
It started with our defense. Again, our guys are playing with a purpose where, it's suffocating and it's difficult for people to score on us, or catch a rhythm. We got individuals that are stepping up night out, night in, night out. Like I thought Evan was phenomenal on a matchup that could have been uncomfortable for him. And then, not only did he compete on that end of the floor, but he was going to work offensively as well. So, we had individual guys step up, but it was a team performance. And everybody was protecting one another. And then offensively, we were just completely selfless. And it was one of our best games, I believe, in picking apart an opponent by the way they were playing us, where we were able to get layups on the backside or open threes on the backside because they were overcommitting to take away our big guys. So, I thought overall, this was one of our best performances on both sides of the ball.
Let's go back to Evan for a second. I mean, it's his first time matching up with Bernie and Brown. He hadn't played in those other games as well. From our perspective looking at it, there were points in this game, defensively, offensively, where it was just one thing after the next. It just felt like he was dominating. Was that what it felt like for you?
Yeah. Again, and that's, we've been seeing more of it and more consistently through 4 quarters. When he makes his mind up to go get a job done, there's very little that people can do to slow him. And he just does the job that needs to be done. And I think sometimes people don't appreciate that as much. If he needs to get a rebound, he gets an offensive rebound and a putback. If he needs to get a stop and navigate a screen, he'll navigate the screen and then contest a shot and defend without fouling. Like, his game is very simple, but his game is very pure because it's just about what's necessary in that moment and no agenda.
Caris tonight, what was he able to do that not necessarily was different, but it just seemed like he was so comfortable out there playing his type of game?
Yeah, and he started out, it was selflessness, right? Like, he was making plays, getting his teammates involved, and then his offense comes, and he just starts to get to his spot and create his shots. Defensively, he was active, he was pressuring the ball. Again, I do believe, he was more comfortable tonight and more settled, it appeared.
Is there something you're saying to these guys in terms of setting the tone in the first quarters? Because in these past 5 games, in all of these wins, it seemed like that's been a focus.
Yeah, again, it's the pressure that we've been putting on our starting group. We've asked our starting group, to go out and set the tone because that's their responsibility. When you are lucky enough or fortunate enough to be a starter, it comes with a big responsibility. And that responsibility is to set the tone. Leadership, and everyone follows that if you're doing it the right way.
J.B., over this 5-game winning streak, you're averaging 119 points. What, if anything, have you guys changed on the offensive end to lead to that?
Nothing. We've just gotten better at it. And I think that's where, again, our chemistry, the way that we share the ball, like, those are all things that we've done all year. But I think the guys have a better understanding of who each other is and where their strengths lie. And then they're doing a heck of a job of getting each other the ball in their strengths. And that's what we were talking about, all season long, is like, this was going to be a work in progress. And, we believed in our group and knew that, time, experiences, opportunities to play together, like, we would continue to get better. And I hope we're not done yet.
How much do you think Donovan benefited from the 3 days off?
Again, I do think it helped, when you're dealing with something that's nagging, when you can't get some downtime, in a very difficult part of the year. I do think it benefited his legs. I think he's feeling better. And, he was still able to get some work in. So he was able to, kind of hone his game a little bit over this time as well.
J.B., you've talked about the importance of Caris throughout the course of this season, well, ever since you guys got him, going back to last year. And you've also talked about how his changing roles have affected him at times. He was one of the guys that was mentioned most in trade rumors. Like, knowing that that's behind him and behind you guys, how How fortunate do you feel that you still have Caris?
I mean, we're extremely fortunate, and it starts with who he is as a person and what he's willing to do for this team. You know, he's been a primary scorer his entire career, but he's willing to sacrifice to play a role here to help the team. You know, from day one, you know, he's put a ton of effort in defensively and has been a pest defensively, and he's continued to do that. There's been nights we've asked him to score. There's nights when we ask him to facilitate, you know. So you don't find people like that are willing to just step outside their comfort zone all the time for the good of the team. And Caris has proven time and time again to do that.